Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we're going to be taking a deep dive into my 4K Blu-ray collection. I'm pulling out the 8 worst movies that I have in my collection. This isn't a comment on their 4K transfer, as a lot of these actually look pretty good. It's just a mark on the quality of the movie itself and why the hell I own it on 4K Blu-ray if it's so damn bad. And these are in no particular order. They're pretty much just in reverse alphabetical order as I went through my collection and just started pulling movies out. And the first one I'm pulling out today is unfortunately the worst movie of last year, Wonder Woman 1984. This movie is an atrocity. It forgot every good quality of that first Wonder Woman film and threw out this weird nostalgic piece of garbage where Wonder Woman ends up being a rapist, and I don't really enjoy this movie whatsoever. I mean, the colors look good on the cover. I even have the steelbook because the steelbook looks cool, but upon rewatching this, I've seen it 3 times. I didn't enjoy it any of those 3 times. Next up is a movie that I braved COVID to see in the theaters. It is Monster Hunter. I've never played the Monster Hunter game, so I have no connection to them, and this movie is just a really awful Resident Evil style video game movie. There's no depth, the plot doesn't matter, and once you've watched this, you'll probably forget about it in T-2 seconds. There's some cool CGI in there though. 4K Blu-rays are all about family. The Last Witch Hunter is the next movie up on my list, and this film is a generic CGI fantasy piece of crap. I don't know why I owned it. I think I got it on Black Friday one year for like $5. If that's the case, I still spent $5 too much on this movie because it's just a steaming pile of crap. Sometimes I'm just a completionist for the sake of it. I enjoyed the first couple Jurassic Park movies, and for some reason, every time a new one comes out, I drag myself out to the theater. It's Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. I saw this with my 70-year-old stepfather, and even he thought the movie was awful. The plot is nonsensical. It's basically 2 different movies in one, and both of them are bad. I hope the third movie is just as bad in this trilogy, so I can do a roundup of all 3 of them and just shit on them collectively. Right in that same vein of dinosaurs making bad 4K movies, we've got the 90s Godzilla with Matthew Broderick, and I love Godzilla. I especially love the 2014 Godzilla film and all the subsequent movies that have come out, but this one is just awful. I had no nostalgia for it because I didn't see it back in the 90s, and I bought this hoping for the best and got the worst instead. I often say that this next movie is the worst movie I ever saw in theaters. I saw it on Christmas Day a couple years ago. It's Matt Damon in Downsizing, and I own this purely for the meme of it. I think this movie is awful. I think it's awfully acted. The plot is a big waste of time, and it's a premise that could have been interesting, but it's just executed extremely poorly. I own this purely for the meme of it and just to make fun of it, and if I ever really hate a girlfriend in the future, I'll show her this movie and then she'll dump me on the spot. Sounds like a good plan to me. In the same vein as Wonder Woman 1984, we have Birds of Prey, or Birds of Prey, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. A title so long even movie theaters started abbreviating a couple weeks into its theatrical run. This movie is just like if Hot Topic threw up on the screen, they said, oh look, she was popular in the Suicide Squad movie, let's put her in this and give her her own movie, and it tanked. Sure, that probably had something to do with the COVID-19 pandemic, but still, weirdly generic for a Harley Quinn movie, and it's got a glitter effect to it. I think that's the only saving grace of this release. And the final movie up here is a doozy because it's awful in the weirdest social justice push of all time in a film. It's Antebellum, or I like to call it slavery porn, because that's basically all that's in this movie to hammer home the theme that they were going for in this film. It's awful, it's incredibly offensive, and it should be offensive to anyone who watches it. Anyone that saw this in theaters, I feel really bad for you. You wasted $10, and I feel even bad for myself having paid like $25 for this on 4K Blu-ray. Now it has to sit in my collection and rot and fester in my soul and make me feel bad for who I am. It's the price I pay, I guess. Well, there you have it. Those are the 8 worst movies in my collection, according to me. What are some of your least favorite movies you own on 4K Blu-ray? Let me know in the comments below. And if you name enough, maybe I'll make a part 2 to this video because I love shitting on movies, and I especially love shitting on myself when I paid physical dollars for these films. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Anyone need some firewood?